Well, good evening and welcome to Jen Cares powered by Chosen Counselors. I'm your host, Jen Cares, and the founder of Chosen Counselors, a nonprofit organization that seeks to inspire, motivate, empower, and strengthen individuals and families. As always, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in, for liking, for sharing, for commenting, and watching again. I do truly love and appreciate you all. I want to also say special thanks to Nicole Powers of Philadelphia Technician Training Institute, the only African American led school in Pennsylvania. Yes, I'm always going to toot their horn because that's thebomb.com, okay? I also want to say thank you to my chosen friends. I heard that two lovely people went over to sign up for that amazing program. Keep on going. If that's something that interests you, that's what we're all about, connecting you with the community. I want to also say thank you to Michael, Tiffany, David, Joe, and Victoria of the Divine Nine. They shared with us about Greek life, and Dr. Cynthia Chestnut, who closed us out with Culture Shock, because we always talk about mental health over here. Whew. First, I want to say thank you to the 10 students that signed up for our Snack Attack Care Package. Woo! Care packages will be going to Community College of Philadelphia, Hampton University, Morgan State University, Franklin and Marshall, Delaware State University, Worcester Polytech Institute, and Allegheny College. So I am so very excited that Chosen Counselors will be crossing borders. We're going into Philadelphia, of course, always here for our home. We're going to Virginia, Baltimore, Maryland. We're going to Lancaster, PA. We're going to Dover, Delaware, and we're going to Massachusetts. That one just took me out. Like, we are traveling. And I'm so happy to be able to be a blessing to some college students by sending them some love, letting them know that somebody is caring about them. Thank you also to all of you that donated. I truly do appreciate that. So this month's theme is Faith Walk. And let me tell you, I've been challenged by this theme before the month even came in. Why? Because I can't talk about something and not really walk this walk myself, right? We got to always walk by faith, and sometimes it's hard. But I pulled in some amazing people that are doing this thing the right way. And I want them to encourage us, inspire us, because this month is the first month of the last quarter of the year. So I want to be us to be encouraged that whatever it is that we're trying to do, whatever it is we're trying to work out, that we can do it, okay? So this segment for this month, again, said that part already. This month's segment's titles are Tongue-Tied, The Jeffersons, Hidden Figures, Good Times, and It's a Faith Thing. And guess what? You got to tune in each week to find out why those titles are the titles that we pick, okay? But tonight's session is The Jeffersons, which was a show of an African American family that was known for making it to the deluxe apartment in the sky. And though George thought his wealth would take him places, we want to highlight that it takes character and good people around to keep you balanced. I was reflecting on our guest tonight, and it is so fitting to have Dante kicking off our faith series. I'll let him tell his business and all of that jazz, but I'm so honored to have him. He's hanging out with me, the little people down here, to tell us the amazing things that he's doing, because he has truly made it to the deluxe apartment in the skies, okay? And it's one thing to have a dream, but to see that thing come to fruition, that's a whole nother ball game. So please help me welcome the one and only Dante Kennedy for our The Jeffersons episode.
What's up?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm cracking up at literally made it into the deluxe apartment.
Literally. I mean, this is a apartment like none other.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
But it's so cool. Also want to just say, since we had some glitches with Facebook today, be sure to head over to YouTube if you have any problems, because we are live over there as well.
Yeah.
But how are you doing tonight, Dante?
I'm doing good. I have had a very long day, but I've been excited about this portion of the day for sure. Everything's going well.
Awesome. I'm so honored to have you. So excited for you to kick off our faith walk over here. We start with a quote of the day. So our quote of the day is, people who walk by faith don't see obstacles, they see opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Again, people who walk by faith don't see obstacles, they see opportunities. What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, like no matter what's coming, no matter what comes your way, regardless of the different trials and tribulations and things that may try to throw itself at as hurdles per se, it's just imperative to keep going regardless of whatever you may face. That's what I get from that.
Yes, yes. Because obstacles do really happen. But
Mhm.
if you can make an opportunity out of it, like I thought I was going to fall, but wait, I could do this, you
Yeah.
know? Like, oh,
Uh-huh.
I ran out of noodles from the spaghetti, but I got a piece of bread. I can make a sloppy joe.
Yep.
You make it do what it do, right?
Uh-huh. You gotta make it work.
You got to make it work. And
Yeah.
that's what Faith Walk is about, making it work, even when it seems like it can't be made possible. You can do it. So as
Yep.
always, I'll prepare some questions to guide tonight's topic. But if any of our friends that do tune in have any questions or want to engage, just be sure to drop your comments below. So first, tell us about yourself, Dante.
All right, cool. I just turned 34 last week, September 24th.
Happy belated
Um,
birthday.
Thank you. I am a musician. Uh, Recently the drummer of Victory Christian Center. Oh my goodness. Yeah, yesterday was my last Sunday. I'm pretty sad about that.
Yeah.
But in 2018, I was hired by Quincy Jones' production team to work as his drummer at the Versace Hotel in Dubai. In 2020, I went there, and while I was stuck in the country, I was also promoted to music director in drumming. Now, this time that I'm going, I've been promoted again as the creative entertainment director for Versace Hotel, just for the brand.
Woo!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Super cool.
Yeah.
So, other than that, father, husband, and I just love people, love taking care of people.
Very nice. Very nice. Again, I'm ecstatic. It is definitely bittersweet that yesterday was last Sunday.
Yeah.
But your work of service was not in vain. I truly enjoyed you over here jamming and grooving.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't let me ever fill in. Might be my time now to shine. I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Go talk to Ty. You get up there.
He's definitely going to tell me no. I tried it. But yes, I'm just truly, truly excited for you and all that you're doing. It's going to be amazing. And we're going to get into some more of that because I want to know about what he's doing. Because again, it's the Jeffersons. And what I loved about the Jeffersons was that they made it to a place that wasn't, it's kind of like they broke a ceiling, you know.
Yeah.
They were at a place where it wasn't thought that they could be. Now, thankfully, the Caucasians that lived in the building were receptive and welcoming of them. But that doesn't always happen. And sometimes when you tap into a new area, you do come across some obstacles. Mm-hmm. But you got to find those opportunities to still make it work for you.
Yeah.
So very in that, what does faith mean to you?
Faith means to me the pursuit, basically, of the unknown. Mm-hmm. It's the walk on water story at its finest, because legit, you have to take certain steps in order to get to where you want to go. Yeah. And sometimes it will cause you to do things that you have no idea what the outcome may be. Mm. And understanding that rejection also plays a major part in stepping out in faith. Yeah. That still should not deter you from going after what you want in your life. Mm. So that's what happened to me last month. I flew to Dubai on my own dime, put my own money up for this trip. And I told my wife and my dad, I said, listen, something has to happen. Yes. It's all or nothing with this trip. Mm-hmm. I went over there and there were people, you know how you send a message and they leave you on scene, they don't respond?
Yes.
I'm going to fly across the world.
Yes, I like it.
And I kept telling Leah for over a year, I said, they're not going to tell me no to my face. They're not going to tell me no to my face. Mm. I mean, I walked in that room and I had this job that I'm walking into within 5 minutes in the conversation.
Wow.
On day 2, and I was there 7 days.
So let's break this down, because we're talking about faith. You flew there on your own dime to be there for 7 days. Mm-hmm. You went in with the mindset, come hell or high water, we're going to work this out.
Oh, yeah.
And within 2 days of the 7 days, it was a signed deal.
It was a signed deal.
And within 5 minutes, you said?
Within 5 minutes. I mean, when I walked in the door, they were like, brother, we need you. October, we want you here. And I said, well, this is what it needs to be. Mm-hmm. We need this. And they said, well, things aren't happening. And I said, because you didn't put me in position. You didn't put me in position. I've been sending proposals and contracts for 2 years. I mean, this has been in the works for years. I've been trying to get this to happen. And it's kind of like I saw a need and I wanted to implement myself to help them out in a way that I knew they needed help in. And it worked.
I love this. I love this. Ironically, I was watching this movie today. BT Plus, shout out to the person that lets me watch it to help them get their money's worth. Um, and the young lady got fired from her job, but she went to a coffee store because that's what she was known for and things of that sort. And she said, "Give me 2 weeks and I'll get this place up and running."
Yeah.
And it's amazing when you have this skill, when you put yourself in a position. I get what you're trying to do. I get why it's not working. Put me there. I got you. And I'm just amazed to see the doors that open, the windows that overflow from you stepping into this position.
Yeah, it was so much work, but it was worth it. It was worth the flight. It was worth the time. I had 15 meetings in 7 days. I barely went there to sleep. And I think one of the most impactful moments before I left on this last trip in August was when my mentor, he owns the Versace Hotel and a couple other developments out there. And he picked me up for dinner. He's like, "Dante, let's go have a chat. Let's go have a chew. Let's eat." I was like, "All right." It's like 9 o'clock at night. He picks me up. He says, "This is how it starts." And I knew God was trying to show me something different. He said, "Come downstairs. I'm picking you up in my blue Bentley." That's number one. Blue Bentley. Okay. Go downstairs. This billionaire picks me up. His driver gets out and says, "Mr. Dante." I get in the car. We go to dinner and we chat. He says to me, we talk for 4 hours and he breaks down. He's like the guru of finance. It's the most amazing thing. He said, "Dante, this morning I met with a $20 billion man." He said, "If I go to this $20 billion man with $1 million idea, he would much rather eat sushi or go play golf." He said, "The next guy I met with for lunch wants to meet with the sheikh, multi-millionaire." He said, "And now for dinner, I'm meeting with you." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you for making time." Like, I appreciate to be in the number of people you are speaking to today.
Yes.
But if I did not step out on faith to take that trip, this conversation would not have happened. The Bentley ride would not have happened.
Yes.
The me leaving to go to Dubai this week to basically move and live there would not be in play. You know, it's kind of like you have no idea what the outcome may be, but sometimes it's definitely beneficial.
I want to talk about, you said this was like 2 years in training, or 2 years and you like build it up and things that sort. And you said a key piece of rejection. You didn't give up. What caused you not to give up in this 2 years?
I wanted it too bad. And not only did I want it too bad, but I got a family. And you know, when I went to Dubai the first time in 2018, my eyes were open to a whole nother level of what could be. And I realized if I didn't act on it, like, I'm going to be thinking about this for the rest of my life. Like, oh my God, I was in Dubai and I didn't have this opportunity. I didn't make more sense of the opportunity. I wanted to sleep or be at the beach a little longer instead of trying to network with somebody. But instead, everybody was like, "Yo, Tay, where were you at today?" "Oh, I went to Sony Entertainment. I just walked in the building and they gave me a meeting."
Yes.
Building relationships. Because if you try that in New York City, they're going to throw you out with security. You ain't walking in.
Yes.
But, you know, I wanted it too bad. And it just took a long time, but it's finally paying off. And when I mean finally, I mean that meeting, those 15 meetings in 7 days really set up the next 10 years of just everything. I'm talking about they need so much help in regards to creative thinking. And I'm not saying they're not creatively thinking, because they are, but there is a position out there for somebody to come and fill a void to help out in some way.
Yes.
And I'm going to do that.
Yes. Let's also talk about, because you didn't start with this. What are some of the other positions that helped you to get into position to have the skills that you had to go in there and wow them in 5 minutes?
Being a manager for 10 years, working for DTLR, it used to be Sneaker Villa, then it became Villa. If people in Philly know what that is. And then DTLR. I managed with them for 10 years. And my uncle reminded me the other day, because I was a little nervous. I started feeling really heavy about the position, because once we agreed to the contract and everything, I just felt all of this weight. And I was like, oh my Lord, what did I just do?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
I said yes to this position. and now I actually need to make it successful, because they're like, yo, we need to make money now that you're in position. So what are you going to do to help us make more money? The bottom dollar is this. So one thing I'm good at is finances and budgets. So working as a manager for 10 years is all about the inventory, the marketing, the promotion, how you're going to set up the store, what branding you're going to put, what outfit you're going to put on this mannequin so it sells off the sneakers for the Jordans, the Yeezys, whatever. So one thing that kind of helped me was understanding the conversion rate with margins, the margin percentages, and the UPTs. So with the units per sale, with the transactions, I converted, instead of using the mindset of sneakers and clothes, I translated it into food and beverages and seating charts in the venue. I told them, okay, if you do this and do that, you'll make 50% more, then 75% more, and you'll have this amount of money within like the next couple of weeks just by us being there and having me in position. Dante, this is crazy. Let's do it. And it worked. I was like, it took a retail mindset.
Yes.
Of 10 years of training with over 100 people I've ever had to manage out of Philly and make it work in Dubai. And it worked.
The Bible says, despise not humble beginnings.
Ooh.
So how starting at a sneaker store, not even necessarily a manager when you walked in, but moving up to being a manager, to then overseeing over 100 people, to getting all these skills that now has you in that deluxe. Yeah. Okay? Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, God is amazing, because I told Leah when I first got the job with Sneaker Villa, I was like, all right, it was February 2009. And I was like, I'm leaving in June. I'm out of here. I'm going on tour.
Yes.
I spent 10 different Junes in there just working for that company. And just like, oh my Lord. But it was interesting because my uncle said to me, he said, Dante, but even still, you worked there so long, but every store you went to, it came up higher, margins and units and money. And even working in Norristown, which was one of the lowest grossing stores that the company had, when we hit $1 million, they said this store is never projected to hit over $1 million. We only were supposed to do 500,000 at most. And we talking Norristown, man, we did over $1 million and then did it consistently. And when I left, the numbers went down. And I was like, oh, okay. I see what's happening. But it followed me every store that I went to.
Every store you went to. Talk about favor.
Yeah.
Belinda said a setup for a come up. Absolutely. The favor was following him. Yeah. And that's the amazing part that you have with Jesus. And I definitely bangs with him because he looks out for us. When we are sold out for him, you'd be surprised at the doors that open. I mean, I got some stuff cooking my own stuff. I just be like, you did that, Jesus. And it's just being committed, being consistent, remembering him, because without him, wow, yes. Belinda said favor follows you. It does.
Yep.
It does. It does. So who do you keep around you to help you stay focused?
You know, this meeting I just left has solidified who needs to be around. I'm talking about like some insane forward thinkers who can take my insane thought process and how do we capitalize and not only make $1 million by the end of next year, but how do we make 2 million by the end of next year? How do we do this and how do we do that? So it's, you know, I have some amazing mentors who really help keep me grounded, always spiritual and biblical first. And then it's like, this is what happens after. Apostle knows he's one of them. Like he's hands down. And I have 2 uncles and my father who I know I can call to get any sort of business sense or guidance per se. Definitely those 4 gentlemen. But as far as forward thinkers, and it's kind of hard to keep around you people who understand you when you think differently. And that's always been a challenge for me because people go, oh, you're crazy. That doesn't make any sense. That'll never work. But now it's working. And now my inbox is crazy. My phone's blowing up. I'm getting submissions from all over the world because now people understand the vision.
Yeah. So sad. So sad.
It's so crazy. So yeah, I'm now getting the pieces of of the ones who genuinely have my best interests at heart. So
awesome.
yeah.
And that's a process too, because back in the day with the music industry, we know that people would sign contracts and they thought that the person had their best interests and they were getting bad deals.
Yes.
And it takes your process to get to the place where now they're doing like comeback concerts and they'll get some little coins underneath their backs and things of that sort. Yep. So it really is important to know who's around you and to be mindful, keep your eyes open,
right?
Like paying attention to fine print. That's not really fine print, but like between the lines of what's going on.
Yeah, that those small details at the end or the commercial when the guy talks really fast.
Yeah.
Hurry up. No, slow that down, couple BPMs, and let's understand that you just said I'm about to sign my Social Security away.
Yes. Yeah, I remember I used to work at Head Start, and the families would be doing their applications and signing and things. And they just signed it. I said, "Did you read that? It actually says you're going to give me $20 every month." You're like, "What? Gotcha. Pay attention to what you said." Now, if I could have got it, I'm sorry, I can't get them. No, that wouldn't have been right. That wasn't right. But you're trying to teach them the importance of really reading what it is that's going on, paying attention.
Yeah,
people do try to get over.
Yeah, people don't like to read, and when 3:50 this morning, I woke up to one of my musicians who I'm hiring to do this residency this weekend, and contracts, asking me questions about the contracts and stuff that was already in the contract. He just didn't read. So I'm like, go down to line 18.
Yes.
This is the phrase.
Yes.
It's all in there. And they're, okay, I understand. And even working in retail, we would have the Black Friday sales that says, buy 2, get 1 free. And the customers will still say to me, so I can buy 2 and get 1 free? It says it on the paper.
So
people don't like to read, and when they do read, they don't comprehend what the message is.
That part. And that's a hard thing in the community, actually. Either we don't know how to read, or we're going too fast where we're missing key pieces, or we're reading it but not really understanding what we read, and then we're afraid to ask. And then we can mess up opportunities for ourselves if we're not being humble or being open to the possibility of really getting support from somebody that can help us.
Right. I told Apostle a few months ago we had lunch, and I told him, I said, I read through the Bible a few times, but now the past couple years I'm like not trying to hurry up and get through it because I can say, I read the Bible. No, I'm like legitimately either like spending time on a chapter because it's too much to dissect in one
year. Too much. One verse sometimes.
One verse is too much. It's one sentence can preach itself for a whole series.
Yes.
It's like understanding that reading can't be rushed, no matter what kind of book it is.
Yes.
The context is just so important to understand.
Right. Definitely agree. Definitely with the Bible. I'll take like I call myself. I was like, I'm gonna read the Bible in 90 days, and I was telling one of my moms, Mom Betty. She was like, okay. I was like, so Mom Betty, that's not working out too well. She was like, yeah. When you said it, I was like, when she gonna have time to do that? it's like 17 chapters a day, and you better hope you'll get the long chapter of Psalms 119. So I was like, you take a chapter, break it down to chapters. And I like to take notes too, because you never know when you got to exert the text and things of that sort. But, just really trying to make sure you're understanding. It's so important in all aspects of life to really take our time. That's funny.
For sure.
Oh, goodness. So having good people around us helps us to stay on track and going through the process of that. Because, again, in the faith, you stepping out, walking on that water, doing something that's scary.
Oh, it's scary.
What was your dream as a child? Did you see this as a child?
As a child, I knew it was going to be something involving music because my whole family's in the music industry. Like my dad's Grammy nominated and won Stellar Awards for production.
Very nice.
My whole family is really, really into music. But what's interesting is that once I started playing drums at 3, and then taking music theory classes at 6, and then I always just wanted to tour, go on tour. So when I was about to graduate high school, I was moving to Los Angeles. I actually was thinking about going to Berkeley or going to Musicians Institute in Los Angeles and going on tour from there. But somewhere along the way, I started dancing. Me and my brother were dancers for Thai Tribute from like 2000 to 2006. So we always went Thai. That definitely help cultivate my way of entertainment and thinking, because Ty is he's amazing.
Yes.
But I kind of saw myself doing something with music. I just had no idea that God was going to be like, yo, pack up and go 6,600 flyer miles away. Like, yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen.
It puts a new spin on eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard.
But you know what? When I was stuck there, I was listening to on Sundays. I just every day I was like, I have to figure out how to flood my mind with something, because I don't want to run to food, or I don't want to run to this. I need to figure out what I can listen to. So I heard this verse. Michael Todd preached on it, and it was Isaiah 43:18-19. And I don't want to misquote it, but that verse, those scriptures were, he was like, yo, look around you and see where you are. And I was stuck in the hotel Versace. Like, he said, if this is what God has done for you now, imagine what he's going to do when you come out of this pandemic. And I was looking around, I was like, Medusa's everywhere, God. What you gonna do? That's more lavish than. And I'm not trying to be, live a crazy lavish life. That's not who I am. But I'm thinking, like, everybody sees Versace, they're like, oh my gosh, this is it.
Yes.
No, God was like, I'm gonna give you something that's better than this, and it just comes in the form of a new position and actually living in one of the most amazing cities in the world.
Yes. It's so amazing. It's so amazing.
Wow. So crazy.
It's like overwhelming. It's a joy of, like, everybody has their different, paths and things of that sort. So you may not go to Dubai, friends, but you may go to the Deluxe in an area in Philly. There are still some good parts in Philly. I mean, we're doing a lot, but there's some still amazing pieces. And whatever it is with employment, whatever it is with, your own business, whatever it is that you want to do, there is still possibilities. And you just have to have the faith in yourself, believing in yourself, and having some good people around. Let's talk about these mentors that you have. I want to go back to the music, but why is it so important to have them in your life? Why is it so important to be able to call them and talk to them?
Guidance when you feel lost. And just having someone that you can pull from and be vulnerable with. Because sometimes we get so wrapped up in the business of every day that we actually forget that we need to tend to ourselves and our self-worth and who we are. Because when I tell you, even today has been moving insane. The past couple weeks have been crazy, and it's almost a blur, to the point where I haven't really been able to enjoy or digest. Okay, Dante, you're now the creative entertainment director for Palazzo Versace Dubai, and understanding that I have to carry that billionaire brand and implement my creative thinking to help make them more money and have a successful venue for live performances where I can bring in people from all over the world to sing or play an instrument and control that atmosphere for people who are from all the continents in the world. When we perform there, I do a thing throughout the band set, and I ask people, hey man, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Indonesia. Where are you from? Australia. Oh, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Delaware. Oh, Delaware? Oh, we like go Eagles. And everybody for that one moment, and then that's it. But then it's like we have to really cater to every ethnicity within a few hours. So no, I haven't really been able to take that all in yet, but being able to have a mental where I can be like, listen, man, I'm going through and I can't even really think straight. Can you just pray?
Yes.
Like, I don't even want to hear anything. Just pray.
Yes.
Pray, and I'm gonna be quiet. It's good to have them.
Absolutely. And like sometimes people feel like a mentor is to kind of control them and things of that sort. One, you got the wrong one if they're doing that. Two, they're not really controlling you. They're really seeing some things that you can't see, because you put them in a position where they have to be more intentional about and purposeful about what it is that they're telling you. I have some people that call me when they're going through some things. A couple called me today. They was like, dude, this happened. She did this. They did that. And I let them all vent it out and things of that sort. Then I gave my input. And like later on, I was like, I love y'all. And I was like, I don't take it for granted when y'all reach out and things of that sort. And I'm intentional not to take sides, but to help us find a light. And that's what a mentor does. That's what your lifeline will do when you call on them to, help you get that support. And if your person's not doing that, please find somebody new.
Yes. And I will add that Reza Jafar, who owns darn near half of Dubai, I asked him last year to be my mentor because I wanted to learn more about the financial aspect of just how to not only manage money better, but how to make more from what I'm managing, but more internationally. So I think having a mentor that pertains to different sectors of things that you want to do in your life is good too. So even like people think mentors just got to be all spiritual all the time. They don't. They don't. Like this man he's like the guru of how to make it internationally. And I needed somebody who I could trust and, tap into for just vital information to help me out. And it's once he sat down with me and he said, Dante, I see you care. You want to do this, you want to do that. You remind me of me when I first came to Dubai, but you need to ask the hard questions.
Yes.
And when the first question you ask them, how much are you paying for what I'm about to do? And for me, I kind of like I don't want to just jump right into the money thing. I want to tell you, okay, this is what I can do. What's your budget?
Yes.
Let's work with the budget. No.
Yes.
He said, no, you come to Dubai, this is what you need to do. Everybody out here acts like they either have it or they really do have it. You're dealing with millionaires and billionaires. Ask them what you want. Ask them for the hard questions, and you'll be surprised at what you get.
So good. I definitely agree of the different sectors. Last year, our November series was Wild Card, and I had PJ come on as the brother that's encouraging you. I had Doc come on as that business expert, and then Apostle because that spiritual piece. And they have been key people in my life of PJ, like, all right, what you doing this year? How you getting this done? Doc got your business together and things like so. And then Apostle, like, keeping my sanity together. But like opportunity had come across, and I was talking to Doc about it. And what I appreciate too, though, was that he had the spiritual and the business, the natural, knowledge of it, So like it first started off with like the natural piece and things that sort of then like shifted. And it takes maturity to know the shift. Because you can be talking to somebody and God can use anybody. So God can use anybody. So it doesn't have to be a spiritual person per se, but it's something that they'll say to be like, oh, that's what I needed to hear and things of that sort. And in those conversations, you just being open to hear and humble to like eat the crumbs of what it is that they're dropping, because they're dropping some nuggets. Are you picking them up? Are you applying them and things of that sort?
Yeah.
So important.
Yeah, Doc is
Yes.
Yeah, he got it. He got it for sure.
He does. I mean, you can get him talking, he get excited because it's his passion and things that sort. He's helped enough people to know. And that's something too, like you can go to somebody that just started, but you kind of want somebody that's been in it for a while because they really know what it is that they're talking about. A billionaire, they know what they're talking about. They know how to get some funds and things. I mean, they want to adopt somebody, let a sister know.
Right. I asked him, I said, Reza, when you built Versace Hotel, what else were you doing? He said, I had about 17 other companies when I built this. I did this, and I had this bank, and I had this place in Singapore, and this place here, one place in Australia, this bank in Dubai. And I was like, he said, I was doing many things. Wow. I'm like, don't just say many things like opening a bank in the Versace Hotel is like a corner store, a poppy store, and a Chinese spot. No, that's not just little things.
Yes. But it's amazing because they talk about those different streams of income. So he had like different streams that helped them to continue to stack and stack and stack. And people, they be like, how do you got time to do stuff? I don't know either, but you got to have those different streams, get your hands on things. I know somebody, they seem like they just do like a gazillion different things. And one of my friends, they be like, she just wait for something to stick. She like, I'm going to throw it at the wall. It'll stick or it won't. I'm going to keep on throwing it. Eventually, something will stick and you can make that status. But that's funny of him, like, oh, just over here and over there, nothing big, but it was something he enjoyed doing.
And he told me, you have to do 50% of your time to your short-term goal, then 30% to midterm, and 20% to your long term. And that's exactly how I had to come back home after that meeting and structure the next 10 years. So like on my board, I have Cairo, Egypt, Bahrain, Abu Dhabi, Qatar, the Red Sea development, Saudi Arabia. All of these places need what I'm doing. And I've had Zoom meetings with these people all 2021 that are just like, okay, well, we're opening this up in 2024. So we start building next year once the permits and COVID calms down. And we're doing this by 2026 and this by 2028. And I'm like, good, I'm plugged in for the next decade just to make sure that business is flowing outside of what I'm doing in Dubai. Even though that Versace will be the base of everything, it's just being able to expand outside of just that one thing.
Very nice. And that's amazing too, of being this one house, but the octopus arms to be able to let that filter to other locations, and then that keeps the funds coming in too.
100%. I will be hiring next year because I do not want to do all of this by myself.
Amazing. Friends, if y'all want to go to Dubai,
yep.
Now don't say that y'all saw him on Jen Kids and y'all go over there and do him bad. Y'all gotta keep my name with respect. I might have to go over there too. We're gonna see what happens. This is pretty cool though. I'm excited. Exciting. Yeah. You know, again, you were over the staff, now you're hiring some staff, and it's amazing. So what will you be doing music there? Is that what it is, or what would it be?
Yes, so they do want me to play drums for the residencies that I'm putting together for the hotel. I'll be doing the first one, which is with Tracy Preston from October 12th through January 29th. And once I get there next weekend or the week after, we're going to have a meeting about who we're going to bring out for the February to April residency.
Okay.
So it's just going to keep moving. Keep moving.
So, I mean, I feel like I could play a tambourine. You need a tambourine?
Yeah. We can get you on tambourine.
Cool. Y'all heard it here. Let me record it. I mean, but it's so cool. It's so amazing because, like, the other dope part is you're from the Philadelphia area. You know music people. So you know some people that next week is called Hidden Figures. So, like, some people that are, like, behind the scenes doing some amazing things.
Yeah.
And it's going to be so amazing because you're going to be able to set people up in positions to be able to do their dream. And the sky's the limit after doing a residency there. Like,
yes.
I mean,
I called Tracy today. And I won't give all the details, but I was like, just based off of you coming here, this is what else is happening for you, or it will potentially go down for you. She was like, oh my gosh, Dante. I'm like, listen, Dubai is no games. It's legit. I went there and they asked me to be the music director for the World Cup for 2020. They asked me to do all of these things, even for the new expo, to work with this different country. And they said, we need you to do this. And all within 1 to 2 weeks of me going there 2 years ago and 2018, just opportunities it's endless. And what's crazy is I was telling someone the other day, the United States is so saturated with a lot of people doing the same thing. And even down to a 4-year-old can play the heck out of the bass or the drums. Like, why are you that good at 4?
At 4. I'm scared when they get to be 14.
So this is why I'm going to go overseas.
Yes.
Because it's not too many people over there trying to do what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and insert myself in my company and build. While they are still building, I'm going to build with them.
Yes, I love it. PJ said, "Say, love you, man." PJ, can you get Beyond Praise or somebody together? Because we might be able...
I want PJ to put his album out and stop playing. I've been telling him for a long time that he need to release it. He need to release some music.
PJ, make it happen. I mean, is that my note? Let me know. I'm gonna be ready with my tambourine. So, what instruments do you play? Is it just the drums? What else do you do?
Drums, a little keyboard. I love the guitar. And bass. I took bass lessons. And crazy thing is, the guy who played the bass on the movie The Wiz taught me how to play bass when I was a teenager. Yeah, he's crazy. Yeah. Drums, keyboard. I produce all sorts of music for everybody, everything.
Yes. Oh, Crystal said, PJ going to Dubai too. I'm going to just speak it. Go ahead.
First of all,
Crystal, I'm a package deal. I got to play the tambourine.
Listen, Crystal don't even know. PJ and Tracy and I got together about 2 years ago to submit a video for Dubai.
Wow.
PJ has always been at the top of my list through a residency. So,
PJ, if you're still here, come on, man, you messing up my tambourine playing skills. I'm about to try to go across the world.
It'll happen. I love PJ and that. I know Dubai will love him too.
And that's the amazing part, again, from the connections that you have to be able to put them on.
Yeah.
And like good people. against.
It's all about good people with good character, good integrity, who knows how to be the way Versace wants people to be. And I know that sounds so crazy, but legit, they have a persona that you have to. I don't want to just like negate certain people, but they have a certain way that they carry themselves in the hotel. That's like, okay, so you must be somebody if you're here all the time, or the way you walk matters. Yeah, and the way you carry yourself matters. And even though you might see the same type of Arabic men with the white robe and the headpiece and the beads on their hand and the sandals, they got billions of dollars in their account, and they're doing just fine. And they just carry themselves in a certain way that's like they belong there. So it's kind of like I heard this preacher say, you look like where you're going. And you know, whether you got $2, $3, $4 in the bank account, still try to put your best outfit together and don't look. What's the story? I forget the story. It's like you're not supposed to look like you're fasting, or you know, when you go on a fast, like don't look like you're struggling, so hungry. No, look
I'm
like
starving, God. Is this fast over?
Right. Yeah, so like really put forth the effort to make sure that your upkeep is on point, because nowadays, like, the perception matters.
Yes.
It matters.
Yes. So true. So true. PJ said, look like where you are going. I live by this. You definitely do. You gotta always be picture ready. PJ's always picture ready. Shamika said, don't look like what you've been through. Absolutely. Yeah. And you could have been through fires. Woo! And the Freaky Boys was in the fire. When they came out, you didn't even know they was in the fire. Listen, they are our example of not looking like what you've been through.
I done played a couple Sundays up there going through some fire, stressed out.
Yes.
Like, Lord Jesus, what are you doing?
Yes.
What's happening right now? And I hope that the end result makes sense.
Yes. Yes.
Like, please, Lord, don't let this struggle be a waste. Like, I pray that something amazing comes from this. And that's what that faith trip was in August. Like, God, I need you to do something. I know you're going to do something. They're not going to tell me no to my face. I just kept saying it. Of course, I could have went there and they said, man, we're not hiring you. Go home.
Yeah.
Go home, Roger. I'm sitting there like, listen, I'm here to get a job, solidify something that I've been speaking. I created the job based off of what I saw they needed. This position don't exist at the hotel. I created this position and told them this is what you need, and it worked. And
it's places that you can do that. You can create. I love the faith, just the faith that you had in this whole experience. I also love when you turn to is it your right or your left? No, because it's a board over there. Because you looked at the list of the things.
Yeah, the board.
We talk about vision boards and how, like, writing things out to be able to see it. Yes. That's it. Yes. Writing things out. What are your goals? And that's in the face of, like, the 30%, the 50% I would listen to. I'm gonna go back so I can write that down. Of how much to put into your goals and things that sort. And if you dream it, it can happen. But you have to do the work too, and you have to have the faith, because rejection is real. It may not happen. You had 2 years. They were saying no, or they were saying not yet, or they weren't saying nothing. But eventually, your commitment, your dedication of you not quitting, of you not giving up. Because had you left, sometimes people also want to see how bad do you want it. And you said that you wanted it, you didn't give up. You kept going. And that's faith.
That flight ain't cheap. That flight ain't cheap. And to put myself up in a hotel for 7 days in Dubai.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, what is really going to be your focal point at this point to ensure that you are not wasting your time in this other country? And this was the first time I went over there by myself. It was either with the band to do a residency, or when I took the family there back in March. But even then, it was like, I'm going to sneak in like 2 little meetings while y'all sleep. I'll be right back. But this time it said, all right, I'm not here to work. I'm here to work towards the goal, but I'm not here to work for the hotel at that time. And now to be able to go back there and darn near run the entertainment for them is mind-boggling to me. And I'm still trying to understand, like, oh my Lord, this really happened.
It's so amazing.
It's so crazy.
So amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing. And again, the faith calls us for sacrifice sometimes.
Yeah.
money to go towards that. I mean, it could have been other things going on. We say, hey, I'm gonna set aside this money to go there. I'm gonna set aside this money for this hotel. I'm gonna be available. I'm gonna be present. Then you get your game together. The things that you're going to say. It takes time to prepare. So that whole thing of faith, yes, faith, and faith without works is dead, is what the Bible says. So it means I still have to do something for this to really happen. I want a flower to grow. I can't just throw the seed down and walk away. I can, but it's going to really flourish how it is supposed to flourish. You got to get down in that dirt, get a little dirty, put that seed in there, cover it up.
I almost didn't go. And I almost didn't go because when I put the seed down in the dirt, there were some things that started to sprout up that wasn't what I planted.
Oh.
And I say that in the sense of meetings getting canceled and people saying, oh, well, Dante, I'm still on my vacation. I thought I was going to be back. I won't be back. And I remember being on my run in the morning. I was like, Leah, what am I going to do? There's no point to go. I'm going to just stay home. She was like, that's the enemy trying to just block what God has for you. You have to go. So it is so imperative to not only have faith, but to have a great support system, even if it is just one person. Because I was legit just about to be home and be like, look, I'm not going. What's the point of me paying all this money to go all the way to Dubai when stuff is getting canceled? And I still ended up going there and solidifying 15 meetings, some that weren't even on the books. But I got off that plane, put my stuff down in the hotel, went over to Versace, had 2 meetings that night, solidified the job the next day, went to this place the next day, and all because you just step out.
Because you step out. And he keeps saying Leah because Leah's his wife. And it's also important who you marry.
Yeah.
They can really help, that motivation that they give, the words of encouragement right when you need it. Because God forbid she said, yeah, you should stay home.
What's dope is that after I called her, while the guy I was speaking to at the hotel was solidifying, he said, let's just do it. This is what I need you to do. I said, cool, creative entertainment director, not just for here, but for everything. Oh, yes, let's do it. Let's do it. I text her. I said, yo, it just went down. It's a wrap. She was like, oh my gosh. I texted the title. I come home to a banner that says, congratulations on your new job, creative entertainment director for Versace. And I had that. I know I just put that on social media like last week, but she did this for me August 2nd. August 2nd. So I get home and I'm like, I'm staring at it almost in tears. And I'm like, I'm afraid to put this up. I don't want to tell nobody yet. I want to sign my contract. I want to make sure this is legit.
Yeah.
But
let things dry. She
was like, I'm going to go ahead and pay for this thing and let him see it every morning. So I left that banner up, just took it down like 2 weeks ago. Like, wow, this really happened. And I'm talking about these 3 a.m. prayer times. God be waking me up at 3 something in the morning. Like, okay, it's time to pray. And when I tell you, I try to beat the clock. Like, all right, God, yeah, I'm tricking you this time. It's not going to be the same time as it was the last 12, 14 days. And I lay there a little longer, don't look at my phone, and it'd be the same time. I'd be like, oh, gosh. So, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, God, for not giving me 3 o'clock. You gave me like 5, 6 times, or like 6 or closer.
Man,
but the amazing part is like when you do really get up and you meet him, if you do have time to go back to sleep, you wake up like you didn't even lose any sleep because you still feel so revived and refreshed.
Now I can't go back to sleep. I'm actually like today it was a 3:50 something. I was up, and I feel like if I don't even start my day with prayer and reading, I feel like I messed up, and nothing else that happens for the rest of the day it doesn't matter because I missed out on that personal time. Because it's like my days are so crazy now, and a lot of my Zooms sometimes start at 4:30 in the morning because it's 1 p.m. in another country. So it's like I have to take the time that either we set up because when I wake up, it's almost time for them to go to bed.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been up really early for a long time.
So your nighttime is almost coming up, huh?
What's crazy is for the past 2 weeks, I've been getting sleepy around 9:30. And I mean, falling asleep with the laptop on my lap. Leah trying to sneak it off of me. I'd be like, no. I got to finish typing. Sleep.
I'm not asleep.
Nah, I fall asleep with my glasses on. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So that's funny. One of the questions that I had too was like, Puffy said, I don't sleep. Are you that creative that needs sleep or do you skip sleep? Like, how do you work that out?
Skip. I can skip it. I can definitely skip it. I know I can skip it because the last 2 years have done nothing but prove to me that, like, how bad do you want it? And my brother was like, Dante, man, you can sleep on the plane or you can sleep when you're dead. And I'm like, well, of course, that's like automatic sleep, but you need to find some sort of pattern. But
Yes.
even on the plane, this last trip, I spent, out of those 13, 14 hours of flying, I spent 4.5 hours writing because I recorded every single meeting I went to. I'm all about somebody, if somebody says to me, man, you lying, you ain't never had that meeting. Look, all my Zooms are recorded with this person with a different name in Qatar or my audio recordings, and I have everything stationed so I can go back and listen to it, because sometimes everything somebody may be telling you in person is too much to dissect and write down. So having an audio recording, and then I have my book. It's like 9 pages of just 7 days of meetings that I was able to just write down and really dissect. Because I think once you hear it and then you take your notes, it's like, oh my gosh, okay, now I really understand what they meant by when they said this. So yeah, I'm writing. I'll sleep at some point, but right now it's too much to get done.
So in that, how do you organize yourself? Is it from like the recordings and you write them down in a journal and keep it? Like, how do you keep things together to stay on top of things?
Well, yeah, I have all my meetings uploaded. Some of them uploaded on my YouTube channel just as a private link, just for me to be able to go back and check out as just to save some space.
Yeah.
I have many books.
Because Google is trying to get us all in trouble right now.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'll just upload it to my YouTube so only I can see it and nobody else can. That saves time. And then I have certain documentations that I just have an email organized, as well as I have many books. Like I write all the time. I got a financial book for budgets. I got another book for just meetings and proposals and contracts. It's pretty great. I had to get another laptop 2 days ago just for backups.
Got it. Yeah, it's funny. I remember closest to the time when you first came back, the last time that you were playing for Victory, somebody was like, he saves. He got a notebook over there taking notes while Apostle preaching. I guess that must be Greek to see musicians taking notes, engaged in the word. I thought it was so funny when that young man told me that. He was like, he saves.
That's funny that they can see that in that corner.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't play because Apostle be saying some crazy stuff.
All the time. Always in my business.
Sometimes people just be missing it, but
yes.
Yeah, he's on point all the time. He's always in somebody's business. Always.
And that's I admire him so much for that, because how I've been around where somebody could get up and they're not consistent. You know, they kind of miss it. Like, he like,
yep.
He has perfected that thing. That he hits every time.
I told him earlier this year, I call him the Oracle.
Yes.
I know what they call you. I call you the Oracle. I said, you know all.
Yes.
Backing up. He's funny.
Good person to have in life. Oh my goodness. So what does self-care look like for you?
Self-care, eating right. I'm on this mission on becoming a machine, and it's working. So my self-care is my pattern, and I really believe in structuring your day-to-day, and not, I do believe in having fun and doing all of that stuff. But my self-care comes from just being organized, just understanding, okay, this is who Dante is now. This is what I need to do for my peace of mind and my sanity. Yeah, so I need to get up at those 4:30 a.m.s and pray, read, get the kids up, get them to school now. But in the summertime, it was like, all right, I'm going for my run. I'm going to run my 5-6 miles in an hour. Then I'm going to come back in the house, do some exercise, and I'm going to finish my day from there. That's self-care in itself, just because I'm able to set aside time to take care of my body, because we only get one Dante. We only get one Jen Cares. And it's if something happens to us because we're pushing, it's like, oh my gosh, he had all of this about to happen. Yeah. But if he just would have took care of his body a little more, ran a little more, and cut this certain food out and took these vitamins, he could have lived another 70, 80 years, whatever. But it's like, man, yeah, self-care is important. Reading is important.
Yeah. Definitely good. I commend you. As the male species, they say like they don't go to the doctors like they should, don't take care of their bodies like they should, because that can happen. Like, because I didn't do this, they're going to things store or something I missed in things store. So hats off, because more people are doing it than we think, because we do care about ourselves. This last year has taught us that we should be a little bit more intentional and careful with our bodies and what we intake, what we release and things
Get
of that
checked out. I think we were just stereotyped to be scared or taught to just be like, oh, those doctors don't care too much about us, but there are some really good doctors
absolutely
that really care just about African Americans. If you just want to put it out there bluntly, I got a new doctor in January. He's the best doctor I've ever had in my whole life, and it got to the point where he said, "Man, we can just talk all day." And it was like, wow, I've never had dialogue for like a physical. Like, why are we talking Jazz and Miles Davis? And I need to check my heart.
I love it. But those relationships mean so much more. I always tell people, like, so if I go to a doctor, mechanic, therapist, whoever it is, I'm doing an interview. I'm talking to the staff. How do y'all like it here? How's their bedside manner? Yes. And then when I'm in there, I'm like, give them the side eye, like, what you doing? Things that sort. And you build a rapport because that's so important because they're looking out for your livelihood. That mechanic, look, treat this call like it was your child's call, your call. Listen. Because I get out here, something happened. I'm coming back like, what happened, son? What happened, man? Things that sort. But even my doctor, I went to see my doctor today, and talking about life and things that sort. And that's a good thing because as you show your care and concern, they continue with their care and concern to make sure they give you the best service.
100%.
It's important.
100%. Yeah, my dad just told me the other day that a friend of his was driving in Jersey on Saturday, and somebody undid the lugs on her tire. So she's on the highway and her tire just went. Like, imagine you had that mechanic who just did your car dirty and was like, yeah, she gonna drive 7 more miles and she in for a surprise. But it's all in how you treat people. I always stand by this. You treat people like people because you have no idea what they bring to the table, what they've been through, how they grew up, why they act the way that they act because of how they grew up, and what do they know. So like we really condemn people based on how they look and where they live, but they could be some of the best people if just given a chance.
Give them a chance. Yeah. And I get fussed at for that. It's funny. I can hear one of my friends in my head. She's like, "You're just friending everybody. Stop doing it." Because you never. So since starting Gen Cares, I never know. Like when I get friend requests, I don't know if it's because they've seen an episode, want to connect, and things like that. I don't know. So you're just reaching out to the people or trying to be open. And some people see some crazy messages. But all in all, you learn to sift through the people. But I just always want to show that love. I always want to show that care because I really do care for others, and I want them to know that somebody does care for them. With the snack attack that we did, one of the entries came in and it looked a little funky. Like it didn't have the mom's name. It didn't have like a mom's phone number. It didn't even have an email for the kid. I was like, but it had a phone number. I said, I don't know what's happening, but I've been doing this enough of giving back and things to know that if somebody does reach out, they do need something. Yeah. I said, I'm going to call the number either way. I'm going to look out for this kid because they could benefit. And then I was talking to somebody on my team. They was like, oh, yeah, that's this kid. He could really use some support. Either way, I was reaching out because, again, we're just trying to help people. And that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and that's what I want to do with this residency. Really put people in position who were deemed undeserving, who would have never really been given a chance, who, they say in all the rap songs, oh, I'm from the slums and blah, blah, blah. Like finding those people who were planted in some of the worst dirt but just want to blossom into something amazing. And I feel like nobody really didn't give me that type of chance. And I know what that feels like to be forgotten, to feel abandoned. And I'm like, okay, God, I see what you're doing with this position.
Yes.
Now it's like, cool, let me bring you over here, bring you to Dubai, put you up in this wonderful place and show you a new way to live. Because when you leave here, you will never be the same. I left that place in 2018. I got off the plane to Philly and I was like, I don't even want to be here. Why is it cold?
Yes.
Why? I've been in amazing weather before. Why is it 18 degrees and I was just left 120 13 hours ago?
Yes.
And just the hospitality. I mean, we think Chick-fil-A got good service, man. You talk about hospitality. They got universities to teach people how to treat people. Come on, man. They asked me today at this meeting, they said, Dante, well, how is it that they understand who the people are before they get there? I was like, man, they have us in the system. They take our passport information, they load us up into this system, and they study us.
Mm.
So when we walk in the building, hi, Mr. Dante Kennedy, how are you today?
Mm.
Oh my gosh, how do you know my name? I just got here. Like understanding people and treating everybody with respect
Mm.
is so imperative.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. And it's so amazing. Like I think PJ said the best saying here, your character integrity has always opened these doors for you since day one. You have been separated from the norm. Now look, and
Woo.
the doors that you're going into, like the rapport that you're building with people, them teaching about, character and how to get along with people, you already got that, under lock. And that's helping you to be able to continue to connect and do so many great things. But
I'm gonna
that's
be honest with
amazing.
you. The hotel called me last week, and one of the guys left me a message. He was like, Dante, like we're so excited to do business with you. Not just be no. He said we're so excited to have you here, not just to do business with you, but because of who you are as a friend to us. And
Yeah.
he was like, you treat people in the hotel with respect. They love you here. You
Yeah.
love the people, and it's always been the same consistently. They've never had no problems with me.
Mm.
And I'm grateful because my dad has always taught me and my brother that you're born with two strikes against you and people are always watching. You're
Yes.
male and you're black. Not only
Yes.
that, I'm a male black with piercings and tattoos in
Yes.
Dubai where that's not even allowed.
Mm.
And the people who are from there are picking me up in their blue Bentleys with
Yes.
billions of dollars.
Billions of dollars.
That's nothing but favor and just with how you treat people.
Yes.
It really can take you to some doors that I wasn't expecting to be in this type of
Yes.
position. I just wanted to make good music
Mm.
and be signed as an artist. But then I
Yes.
was like, man, that's too small
Mm.
because everybody can get signed. Everybody can be a
Whew.
TikTok star. Everybody can do this and do that and be on Billboard and stuff like that. All of those things are cool. But I was asking God, like, what else? Like, please just flood my mind with amazing ideas and creativity so I can figure out something else because I
Yes.
don't want to just be normal, which is nothing wrong with being normal, but I wanted to think more outside of the box.
Yes.
And yeah, it
Mm.
worked. It worked. The
Mm.
prayers worked. He was listening.
Yes. But it's so important. Like when you really, go to God and you serious about your business and you trying to do it and you show him that you can do it.
Yeah.
The scripture that came to mind was like, you could be entertaining angels unaware. So you never know who got the hookups to be able to connect you. And
Oh,
random
yes.
conversations that you'll have, somebody else got another million. They're like, hey, Dante Kennedy, how can we talk? How can you help me? Because you'll go and they'll see the difference that you're making, and others will say, wait, can you help me too?
Yeah.
Wait, if you can't, who can you send? And things of that
Yes.
sort. And it'll just open up so many, many more doors.
That's what's happening. The
Mm.
word is spreading. They said, we all see how you work and how you move.
Yes.
Now you're coming here. Now watch what happens. I was like, oh Lord.
Mm.
Okay. Let's get ready.
It's definitely an overwhelming feeling just to be able to connect with people where they're seeing what you're doing. They're seeing that you're consistent. They're seeing that you're serious and that you're not playing games and that you have educated yourself and you're continuing to educate yourself. Because sometimes we go into things and we think that what we know is enough. The world is ever changing. So always learning something new. Like you said, always reading something, connecting and picking the brains of those mentors
Mm-hmm.
to keep on their path of greatness.
Yeah, you gotta stay up to date because just as much as the investors know that the Bitcoin and all of these other things are consistently changing every day with just the stock exchange,
Mm-hmm.
just that everything in the world is changing. So regarding job creation and just the way the mind works
Yes.
changes. Like I told my oldest daughter today, I said, my Lord, I said, if your generation ends up running the world,
Mm-hmm.
we're screwed. I said, your attention span is like every 2 seconds you're on to the next thing. Like, and someone said today at the meeting, they was like, yeah, this new generation just lives for the moment
Mm-hmm.
all the time. And
Mm-hmm.
I understand enjoying the moment.
Right.
And understanding like, oh, I'm at the beach, I'm going to do this, I'm going to enjoy family and not pulling out your laptop to work. But yeah, they just live in that thing
Yeah.
all the time.
It's funny, because since Facebook was down today, then when it came back up, somebody posted, all right, so what was you really doing while Facebook was down? Somebody was like, really doing work, like I had to work now, and things of that sort. And in the moment, like you feel like you can just like keep up with the Joneses and things of that sort. But sometimes when the world shut down, Facebook, Instagram shuts down, it really does cause people, well, I guess I need to do this. I guess I need to work on this. And sometimes we have to take that moment to shut down from those things
Oh
to be able
yeah.
to keep our minds revived and renewed. But yes, we're going to say a prayer for the children of the future.
Yeah.
We're trying to teach them well and let them lead the way. We're trying to show them all the beauty that is inside.
Yep.
But
Yep.
hopefully they'll get it together.
Yeah, they have no choice.
So in all that you've done and are doing and yet to do, you are a father and a husband. What has been your greatest joy in your faith walk to be able to show them or to do for them?
My greatest joy, not ever giving up, and just being so consistent. One thing I try to tell them is that, oh, your sister don't want to play with you, don't sweat them. Do something else. Find something else to do. Find somebody else to play with. And it's all about understanding that if one person is not capable of being around for whatever need you have in that present moment, that it's okay to just find something else and keep pressing forward. I mean, I really feel like this is really just going to be like my life's mission of really of having people understand that it's okay to not be accepted in the beginning. It's okay to not be understood. And my mission is to be an inspiration to people who need to be inspired, because there's so many people who live to be like somebody else, not understanding that you have an individual potential that God has blessed all of us with in his likeness to do something different. Like if we really understand being made in his image, like, do people not understand what that means? And yet we're so bound to doing the same TikTok that somebody else does, or playing drums the same way somebody else does, or playing the guitar like Prince, trying to be like this person. Like, so many people are missing out on what their caliber of person could be if they would just really tap into who they really are. But that takes getting off of this, and really focusing on some quiet, meditative time where you can really try to comprehend, what can I do to change somebody's life? Like, and that to me is really important. And my kids be looking at me like, Dad, what are you talking about? But they're understanding it. Like, my daughter went through a situation with a school last week, and it was pretty interesting how it went down, but she learned her lesson. She understands, like, everybody's not always going to be for you, and that's okay. Everybody's not meant to like everything.
Absolutely.
There's people who hate Michael Jackson music.
Yes.
And there's 98% of people who love it and will kill you for saying you hate Michael Jackson music.
Yes.
But there's a reason why certain things stand the test of time, and why he is still relevant after being dead since 2009. If my 6-year-old knows Michael's Thriller album, and can't recite something from a current artist or from an artist from 20 years ago, that just shows you, like, relevance and importance of your dialogue and your content is very important.
Yes. It's so good. So good. So important. Definitely just being able to give them that hope of not giving up, because you have continued to press beyond.
Yeah, we might have to meet again next year this time just to see
Absolutely
how things unfolded.
I'll let y'all know how I do with the tambourine.
Yeah. We got Jen on the tambourine tonight, guys, at Versace. Come see.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. They ain't ready. They ain't ready. I'm gonna decorate it and everything. But that's so amazing. So many nuggets, so many great things that you're doing, so many pieces of that faith and being encouraged within your own self and reaching out for the support as needed, because you talked about the weight of knowing what this title is. And sometimes stepping out on faith is scary. The door could be open, everything could be laid out as it is for you. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is really about to happen. Can I really do it? And the enemy or those that are negative will try to peep in. That piece of, everybody's not going to like you. I found out that somebody wasn't too keen on me a little while ago, and I was talking to somebody about it, and I was like, I want to say something to the person, but I'm going to be really upset if they lie. So I might as well just let it go. Yeah, I'm going to let it go. But it was like, you're just going to let it go? Yeah. I don't got time to argue with people. I'm okay with everybody not liking me. Right. I'm not supposed to be liked by everybody. I need somebody to say, she didn't do that right. You're right, but I did it how Jennifer does it. I can only be me. And when you're comfortable with that, it takes a while because sometimes it's that confidence within your own self and like saying, no, Jen, you got this. Even started Jen Cares. Everybody was going live, but I stayed in my lane of what it is I like to do, of what it is that was on my heart to do. And that causes it to blossom. You stay in your lane of what it is you like to do. And after those 2 years, boom, like, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And I don't want to seem too deep, but Apostle will prophesy the walls down for somebody and people don't act on what he prophesied. And it's almost like, okay, if he called you to do this, what are you going to implement into your life to make sure that happens?
Yes.
So he don't look like he's a liar.
Yeah.
Like, how much do we value the word that he's given to be like, okay, cool, let me really put forth some work, because I didn't see that I was called to be a minister, but he just told everybody I'm supposed to have my own church. And all I do is deliver mail every day. So, like, what can I do to implement that the future is secure based on what he said? And I'm just speaking from him, because sometimes ministers, they, try to prophesy and they be off a little bit. But
I just had this conversation with somebody. That's why it's funny. Go ahead.
Sometimes the drums be off. I'll be like, bro, we trying to go home. I'm not trying to play these drums no more. We up here 3 hours.
Jesus, what?
But that's all love.
Yes.
Yeah, let me get off of that. I flew with that. About to go.
So again, we talk about real conversations over here, though, and sometimes that does happen. A lot of different things get in the way of that. That's why it's important to have your relationship with God, because normally, most times, prophecy comes in part 1, and they can only see in part, so they don't see everything. So what they share is either for present, future, or to come. Now, if they're off, you just got to say, God, you ask God to help you. I've been in situations where they've been off, and I don't want to be disrespectful and things. That's where I just be like, all right, have a good day. They're like, does it resonate? No, it did not. Did it resonate? Yes, it did. So it depends sometimes, please, sir. So we're going to be honest. Call a spade a spade. Some people in the spirit, some people don't be in the spirit. They're not getting up as free to pray like you doing.
Oh, man. This guy, I'll say his name, Bishop George Gibson. He preached at BCC a few years ago. But I've known him since I was little, because he's really cool with my uncle, who just had a retirement service yesterday for 40 plus years of ministry. And one of the things he prophesied to me, I was 17, and he said, I went up to give an offering. This was like for one of the Holy Week services leading up to Easter. All these churches in this together at Emmanuel Baptist Church in North Philly. He said, anybody else want to come up and give an offering? And I'm like, oh, shoot, let me go give something. I walk up there. I'm the last one. He said, stop the music. Who are you? And I was like, I'm just trying to get this little $5 I got, bro. I'm 17. I got $5, bro. What you talking about? He's like, he said, what do you do? And my grandma, who passed in 2009, she had said back then, she was like, oh, this is Howard Kennedy's son. This is Dawn Kennedy's son. He plays the drums at St. Philip's Baptist Church where I grew up. And she said, this is my grandson. He was like, your music will be heard all over the world. And I was like, man, I'm dancing for Ty Tribbett, bro. What you mean my music gonna be heard? I'm like, yeah, I want to go on tour and play drums. Yeah, I sing and make little records here and there, but music all over the world, cool. It wasn't until when I tell you that prophecy has stuck with me, when I was working in a retail store. Yeah, why are you making me get like this on here?
Because that's what Jesus do. And that's the part too of how you heard that and it seemed impossible. Sometimes that's part of the thing too. What seems impossible, God is like, no, but I got bigger for you. No, I got better for you. No, I'm about to blow your mind.
Yo, y'all know how many times I was in that stock room like,
He's so amazing. Because we think that, there could have been a time even that you thought that would have been the end all be all at the Sneaker Villa or the DTLR, things of that sort. Because it didn't seem like it was going to go right there. I know you said I was going to do music, guy. I don't see it right now, but I'm going to keep on working my pound now.
I mean, like in the middle of me rehearsing my speech, yo, can I get a size 9 in these tips? I'll be like, yo, You're messing up the vision. No, we ain't got no 9. Go home.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Dag, Jen, you got me in tears down here. Yeah, yo, it's legit. So I fast forward to yesterday. He was at my uncle's service. I told Lee, I said, yo, I gotta go talk to him. My mom was like, yes, you need to tell him what is happening.
Yes.
And I was like, I could not find him. I searched the church for him. He left. I got to inbox him and let him know, like, bro.
Yes.
We're talking 16 years ago.
Mm.
You gave me this word,
and
it took that long.
Let me take a pause for the calls. 16 years ago, because there's been some words I done received some years ago too. And sometimes we give up. I just want to encourage all of my chosen friends, don't give up. Keep on holding on. They said time not hanging there. Sometimes it takes a while. And Apostle said the other week we were talking about I don't remember the topic, but he was saying sometimes he's preparing it. And that preparation can take a long time because it's not just you. It's all the other pieces of the domino effect that got to be in alignment. That millionaire had to be in alignment with his blue Bentley to be able to come and pick you up. Their heart had to be ready. The mind had to be ready. The time had to be ready. You had to be ready because had you got it 16 years ago, would you have been ready?
Oh, no.
So it's that process. No. So don't give up, friends.
No,
don't give up.
And on top of that, it's kind of like some people got a Pharaoh heart and God just got to touch that thing and turn it. Because some people's heart is too hardened to let the blessing become yours. Yeah. Like God had to touch Pharaoh's heart to make the people go. Like when I read that in one translation, I was like, dang, my man's heart was hardened just on purpose to prove God's power is above any type of demand that you could ever want to put in the forefront, Pharaoh. And let me show you and prove my point to you that I am the Almighty and that I really control the narrative.
Yes. So
let me harden your heart a little bit. Then I'm gonna unharden it. I'm gonna soften it up. You're gonna let them go. Then I'm gonna reharden it and you're gonna chase them away. And some people's heart isn't where it's supposed to be for you to receive what God has for you. And God is also working on them. Like you said, there's so many other pieces that come into play with what God has for you. And if, even though the word is what it is, if this person is not in position to make sure you're in position, like the hotel had to make certain changes with certain people to put another person in position who said Dante is now who we need. If that person wasn't where they were at with the owner and them having meetings, it wouldn't have been my time.
Yes. And the other amazing part is sometimes, if the domino is not getting themselves together, that's not a problem. Chess moves. He moves the people to where they need to be.
He moves.
And all the stuff that's been happening, they moved it in alignment. You was on the game board the whole time. And he said, wait, have you considered my servant Dante?
Woo, let me tell you, because ain't nobody perfect. But the persistence is so key. And I was in that stockroom practicing my acceptance speech, like acted like I was on a breakfast club, putting shoes up in size order. I was in there like, yo, it's going to happen. How's it going to happen? But what's interesting is that sometimes we can receive a word and still go the wrong way for where we think it's supposed to direct us.
Come on.
So like I thought it was in the form of, your music will be heard all over the world. So I'm thinking, I got to be an artist. I got to do this. I got to do that. Okay, so I land on Billboard. I get signed to Travis McCoy's Bat Squad Music with Fueled by Ramen and Atlantic Records. I then had a deal with Sony Entertainment. I had another deal with this company. My manager was Greg Lewis, who worked with Kanye from the beginning to 2009, signed me in 2016, then said, yo, I got to let you go as my artist because Kanye's bringing back everybody together in Wyoming. And I'm like, okay, Lord, so what's happening? Because clearly music, the way I thought it was supposed to happen, isn't the way that you have set. So let me hook you up and send you to Dubai, give you a little taste of what it's like to play drums in Quincy Jones' spot in front of these people for 4 months. Let me send you again in 2020, play 2 months, get stuck there. Okay, so what happens now? I'm writing proposals and contracts, helping different companies figure out how they can get out of debt and how you can create future revenue. What? Now, this is happening. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I still don't think this is the end all to be all with the problem.
Not at all.
Because Dubai is not all over the world. That's just a city.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I got 10 years of countries.
Yes.
On my
yes.
and they want me to help set up live entertainment and music where I can produce music and have it played in all these venues.
All the venues.
Music all over the world.
I love the piece that you said of how you perceived it.
Yeah.
I could perceive a sandwich as 2 slices of bread,
a
little mayo, and some meat.
Yeah.
You just said, no, I put on all stops. I want a Kaiser roll. I want the mayo, the mustard, the meat, the lettuce, tomatoes, pickle, onions, all them other things. And you just continues to layer it on everything that you need. And it's like, God, I can't even handle this sandwich. He said, yes, you can. A little bit at a time.
Yeah.
A little bit at a time. And then you share it to be able to help somebody else. It's so amazing. I'm so excited for you. This is really just the I was reflecting, I was like thinking on the prayer and things of that sort. I totally stand in agreement with the prayer that was shared on yesterday of your send-off, but also just of how this is, I was just sharing, I guess it's just the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how was this the beginning? Because this is a new chapter. This is a new page. We're turning a new leaf. Amazing doors are about to follow. Why? Because your heart and your mindset is still towards God. So when we, on God's side, there's no battles that we lose. We may think it's gonna go a different way. It's like, no, I got you. I'm gonna work it out this way. So I am so excited. You got some people in the comments are saying how the process, they're enjoying it, things that story. I'm excited about this testimony. Again, we're definitely gonna have you back in a year. He's like, so what's happening? They're gonna find out if I did do the tempering or not. Oh, it's so amazing. And that's what it's about. Tonight was about just a faith piece. Again, we got 2 more months of this year. What are the things that you're supposed to be doing? What are the things you've been working on 2 years ago that you want to throw in the towel on? What are the things that you were prophesied 2 years ago? What are the things that somebody said, you're going to be this? It was like, what was I saying? What did I even see that? I didn't see that on myself either. It's sometimes that I hear stuff like, okay, somebody's like, you're going to write a book. Yeah, whatever, put that on the shelf. I help other people write books. But does that mean I have to do it? It doesn't mean I have to do it. But there's also something in me. And sometimes we doubt the gifts that we have within ourselves. How many times with your music, like, I think it's good. I'm going to just put it out there because I like it. And then you're hoping that the other people enjoy it too. And then you find out, hey, they do like it. Oh, I do got a voice in this world. I can go forward. Right. And it's just so amazing. So amazing. This was great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I think for the next 2 years. Hey, buddy. My son about to go to bed. Hey, Mario. I love you, buddy.
Yes.
I think I'm almost done.
Yeah.
All right. So for like the next couple months, 2 months, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I'm end of the year. Sheesh, man. I mean, just with the amount of information that has piled up in the past couple of days. Oh my Lord. We're doing shows on the water, the Persian Gulf. We're setting up concerts in the middle of the Persian Gulf and opening up new entertainment venues. I'm partnering with Nakil and with Marriott International to open up more live venues in the UAE. So the Versace is just a start. That's just a host. That is just that's
it's really a toe wet because it's not even a whole foot. Your mind is about to be blown.
They told me, they said, Dante, we just want Versace to be your base. We understand what you do when you come here. We see how busy you are. When you come here, we see it and we see it online. So we don't want to hold you to just us. So let us just contract your company and you are free to just, because when you're in the UAE, your work permit, you're like obligated to just be solely with that company. No, they said we can't even do that to you. It wouldn't even be right. So like with the amount of people who are asking me to do things for Expo, that's happening, just started October 1st. New Year's Eve show at the hotel, the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world. I'm producing music for that and creating new musical fountain light shows. So like the largest water fountain in the world, I have directives and themes where I can create a whole light show out of water.
It's gonna be amazing.
We're talking water on the
Water.
Persian Gulf.
Mm.
Yeah, we're going to create light shows. It's going to be insane. And that's not even everything. Yeah, and I'm the music director for the MECSC Award Show at the Ritz-Carlton. That's in December.
Very nice.
Yeah, so major shout out to my guys Jeff and Mike who helped me produce the music for
Amazing.
that event.
Whew.
Yeah.
The best is yet to come. And you know, sometimes it sounds cliche, but you felt like other things was really great.
Yeah.
Whew. This part that you walked into.
Ooh, yeah, it's a lot.
Just remember me at the top. Just say my name. You ain't got to send me nothing. I don't need nothing. God got me.
You ain't
Like,
got
you
ain't got to worry about me forgetting nobody. That ain't even. I do got to get another phone though. That I didn't think I was gonna have to do. Yeah. I thought that was a little OD, but now I understand why people get a second phone, third phone. I was with somebody tonight who had about 4 phones, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Yes,
but I can't be mad because I understand. Stand that. So if I hit you up with the new number, who this? I want nobody to be mad.
But look, and that's smart too, because again, when you're doing things and you're going on different levels, it changes who has that accessibility to you.
Yeah, and I have to change it. And it's not even like my circle is insane, because it's not. I really asked God years ago, please just remove the people from around me who's not supposed to be here.
Yes.
Because they can be a hindrance to where you're trying to go.
Absolutely.
And I don't have time to waste people who aren't supposed to be here. I'll hit you with what's up, hey, how you doing? Cool. But we got one life to live, and I'm not trying to waste it on not one person who ain't meant to be consulted on whatever I have going on.
Yes.
Love you from a distance, but we on this flight.
Yes. I love it. What's something that you want us to walk away with?
The pursuit is very, very important for whatever it is. Like, it could be to be the greatest manager at Macy's, to have the most sneaker sales at Foot Locker, to make the sales list. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be lavish to anybody else. It just needs to be really, really important and amazing to you. And that's what's important, because you have to find joy in whatever it is you're doing to be sane while you wait for the dream to happen.
Yes.
And that's what I had to do in that stock room. Like, oh Lord, if I put up another shoe, and I know I'm not called to be working in this place forever. If you are not consistently reminding yourself that there's something else, or that there could be something else, because we get, growing up in a certain environment, you get accustomed to thinking that this is all it is. You either play basketball, you're selling drugs, or you're going to be a musician and go on tour. And I'm like, yeah, I could be a musician and do all of these things, but what if I am the tour? Like, what if I can just bring people and put them in position to do something different than what everybody else is doing? And that legit happened. Now, a lot of the homies who are on tour with some of the most amazing artists in the world are like, yo, I want to play Versace. Tay, how can I get in Versace? Can I come to Dubai too?
Yes.
Like, oh, I see. So treat people like people. Keep pursuing whatever it is that God has on your heart, and never give up. And that sounds so cliche, but legit.
Right.
This is 16, 17 years of believing your music shall be heard all over the world, which led me to relationships at Sony Entertainment and partnerships with them now with my company, where now I can sign myself and put my stuff out off of faith. Come on, man. That stuff real.
It is.
And we just getting started.
Just getting started.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my 5th time going. This will be my 5th time going to Dubai, and I call it Chapter 5. We call it Grace.
Yes.
That's what we call it. So I'm calling this trip when I leave Saturday. Yeah.
Wow. This was awesome. Dante, again, I am so excited for you. Friends, mention to throw up a prayer for Dante, as his family will be moving to Dubai. It's going to be amazing. I'm so very happy for them, excited for them. And again, don't be hating. Whatever God has for you, you can do too. If you don't give up. What are some things that they said in the comments?
And quickly, because everybody thinks my family's leaving Saturday. They're leaving in December. I'm going first
Yeah.
to
Prepare the
solidify
way.
everything and make sure they're good, and then
Yeah.
bring them over in
Yeah.
December. So they'll be at church on Sunday.
Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. This was so amazing. Peter said, ain't that something? The same ones that doubted you, now I can employ them. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
You're right, maybe.
Maybe.
You can't take everybody in. Sandy said, that's very good, Dante. Pastor Brian Jackson said, I love this. He also said, congratulations. So I can't find
Bishop
him.
Jackson.
Said, go forth. They
He's
loving
another
it.
one who's always camera ready.
You know what?
Yeah.
You're right.
Right. He be on it.
You're right. You're right. I was like, who's this photographer? I got to get me one of these that goes around with me. He just be like, I was like, okay, you did that, sir.
Yeah.
But that's it. You always got to be ready. You never know who you'll come in contact with. He might, walk upon somebody. He's like, hey, I need you to model. You never know. And that's why you got to be ready. And it's funny because a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the bonnets. And I get the uproar with it. I get the benefits of having it. But there's sometimes that we don't need that on. You got to be dressed for where you're going. You can't go everywhere with a bonnet on. You're doing a concert with a bonnet, it must be a skit, you want to be ready for where you go.
Yeah, please don't even go outside with that joint. Like, okay, if you got to run to the car real quick, get something. Yeah, all right, hurry up.
Yeah.
Don't be in the mall with the bonnet.
With the grocery store.
That one braid that still stick out that you forgot to tuck. Nah, come on.
Hilarious. Too funny. Please don't do it. Dress for where you're going. I do appreciate you so much, Dante. I thank you for hanging with us over here at Jen Cares. I will be in touch. Just checking it every so often. Send your wife maybe a message, not burden you and things of that sort, but then also to see a year from there how it worked out for you.
Yes.
Thank you again so very much. He's going to be sleepy in a couple of seconds. He has to wake up early in the morning.
Yeah. I try to sleep late, but it still be like 5. It don't work. It don't work at all. It doesn't work at all.
But it's all right. They say the early bird gets the worm. You can have them. I'll get them when I get up. Oh, goodness. Thank you again so very, very much. We got some hand claps. We got some prayers because, again, we are behind you over here at Jen Cares. We're hoping that, everything goes smoothly, and even the hiccups that may try to come, that those obstacles, you'll find opportunities in them to keep on going forward. Amen. So thank you again so very much, and I'll be in touch to check in a year from now.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Awesome. Tonight we were blessed to have Dante Kennedy talking about the Jeffersons moving on up to the deluxe apartment in the sky. And guess what? He has done just that. I am so excited for him. Him signing his first artist, and Tracy Preston, who is from Philadelphia. Check her out if you don't know who she is. Phenomenal singer as well. And I'm just excited to see all that's going to come from this venture for him. So good. Don't forget our quote of the day. People who walk by faith don't see obstacles. They see opportunities. What opportunities do you see, friends? What can you do right now to help you move towards what you're trying to do? I also want to say congratulations again to our winners of our first Snack Attack care package. Woo! We have some students at Community College of Philadelphia, some students at Hampton University, Morgan State University, Franklin and Marshall, Delaware State University, Worcester Polytech Institute, and Allegheny College. I am so excited. Jen Cares, Chosen Counselor, is going to Massachusetts, y'all. We're going to Maryland. We're going to Delaware. We're going to Virginia. We're going to Pennsylvania to show some students, by way of mail, show some students that we love them and that we believe in them as they're pursuing their higher education. I am so excited to be able to do this opportunities. They said they wanted some smart food, popcorn, Snickers, M&Ms, Doritos, Oreos, cheddar ruffles. They said no celery, but make sure they send us some good snacks. So I'm excited to be able to do that. Our team, thank you so much to those that have donated to help sponsor some of the children. It's going to be amazing. I'm already hearing how the children are excited. Young adults are excited because they don't like the cafeteria food and things of that sort. So I'm excited that we can be a blessing to share with them some snacks to keep them active and busy. Last year, we did a virtual play. This year, we are doing a play in person. So also doing a casting call. If you are interested in being a part of the play, it's going to be called Soul Think. It is written by Lisa R. Dennis. It was done under the name of Can You Reach Your Friend, and it has always resonated with me. So I'm so excited for us to be doing it. We need singers, actors, volunteers. If you want to be a part, we will be sending out correspondence on tomorrow to let people know how they can be a part in this amazing production. Be sure to join us next week as we will have Antoinette Lawrence for our Hidden Figures episode. That's going to be good. So, friends, please tell a friend, share. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for tuning in. We had a little glitches in the beginning because Facebook was still getting back on the groove, but I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for hanging with us. I thank you for your love. I thank you so, so very much because you don't have to do it and you do. So, I ask that you all have a great evening, that you stay safe, and that you don't give up on you. And that you have faith in you because you too can move to the deluxe apartment in the sky. Until next time, I love you all for real. Good night.